Today, I want to share some thoughts about following your intuition, even when the world tells you that can't be right or that's not the way things are done. I'm Deborah. This is Elevated Energy, where I talk about spirituality, personal growth in midlife, because it's different in midlife, people. The ladies know what I'm talking about. Gen Xers know what I'm talking about. It's different in midlife. So, anyway, more about that at another time. Yeah, so I recently had this experience. I've always been somebody who really believes in following your intuition and paying attention to your intuition. And I've gotten better over the decades of spiritual practice and just awareness and becoming conscious of things. I've become better at recognizing what's truly my intuition versus just my fears, anxieties, my wants, like really feeling into it energetically. So I really value trusting my intuition. And I put effort into really cultivating that sense, that intuitive sense. And I've also learned from experience to trust it, even when it doesn't make sense. Like when your intuition tells you you meet somebody and you just get a bad feeling and you're not sure why, but you get a bad feeling. And yet, like when I was younger, in the past, I'd give them a chance. There's no reason to think anything about them. I don't know why I'm just being negative. Just give them a chance. And I would find out that I should have paid attention to my intuition. So I've really learned to trust my intuition. And I've gotten a lot better at it. And what I'm hoping I can share with you today will encourage you to trust your intuition, even when people say that whatever you're doing can't be right. I've always been a creative person. I have been writing since like the second grade. I used to tell people all through high school that I was going to bring about world peace through my writing. I love writing. I love creating. I also had done some visual art, some drama, not drama, I'm sorry, visual art. I had gone to a middle school for the creative arts, and I was in the visual art program. I didn't really continue developing it past that point because I was like, I'm from a poor family. There's no money in this. Art is for rich people. So I'm going to go and I'm at least going to try writing and journalism. Didn't quite do that either. And I've always been different. A friend of mine called me an iconoclast, which is basically like a cultural rebel. Like I think the original meaning is like something I think it's from the Greek. Correct me if I'm wrong, about actually breaking idols, like breaking icons. And so an iconoclast is somebody who really goes against like cultural norms. And that has always been me. Like when I was in middle school, actually from the time I was in grade school, elementary school, people called me crazy. And I never thought of it as a bad thing. When I got with my partner and I told him this, he was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I was like, "I never thought it was a bad thing. I thought it was a compliment because being what other people thought was crazy felt really good to me. I am eccentric. I dress differently. I talk different. I had different ideas and didn't really seem to have the self-consciousness about expressing them that other people may have had. I don't know if they had the same ideas and were holding back, or they just didn't have those ideas. Also, I'm an Aquarius. Aquarians are about the future, very forward thinking. And so I was always ahead of my time, sounds good, but not always. You're just not appreciated in your time when you're ahead of your time. Like I would be into different ideas and things before they became popular. So I was doing it when nobody was doing it. And that's when everybody thinks you're crazy. So in like middle school, people also used to call me Punky Brewster, compare me to Punky Brewster. I wore all kinds of mismatched cut up clothes. I still cut up my t-shirts, and my partner the other day, he just didn't get it. And the other day we were watching a Sir Mix-a-Lot video, and Sir Mix-a-Lot was wearing a cut up t-shirt. He's like, "That's it. That's where you get it from." And I never really realized it, but it's totally an 80s thing. Like cut up the t-shirt, like whatever. Like that was such an 80s thing. And I loved it. It stuck with me. I've never let go of cutting up t-shirts or cutting up clothes, period. So he had more understanding once we saw the Sir Mix-a-Lot video. But this all has to do with intuition because I have always been different. And so when it comes to making these videos, I'm finally at the place in my life where I feel confident, coherent, aligned enough to actually make these videos. And from the beginning, since I've been making these videos and doing content creation, I researched how it's done, the best ways to do it, lots of experts out there giving expert advice. And so from the beginning, I've been following expert advice, probably not very well, but I was attempting to implement it and apply it to what I was doing for myself. But the problem was I was attempting to follow the rules, and what I was creating, I didn't like. Like I've mentioned before, I've like filmed a ton of videos and I didn't post them because I didn't like them. Or like they seemed inauthentic to me, seemed like I was trying too hard. And I did a lot of videos where I was like really trying to be professional and trying to like follow the expert advice and do things how I think they're supposed to be done. And none of it felt right. And that had become very frustrating for me because in addition to writing, I really enjoy filming, photography, and I really enjoy editing. It's like fun to me, but I wasn't enjoying any of it anymore because I was trying to do things the way other people said they should be done. When I had some time, I took a pause and I took a couple days of not doing anything. I couldn't do anything. Not because I was ill or anything. I just energetically felt compelled to do nothing. Not cook, not clean, not work, none of it. And I didn't even journal or anything. But the space that was created by me just being gave me space for reflection. And when I came out of that break period, I journaled. And what I realized was that I had kind of lost myself in the process of all of this. Like I was not creating what made me happy and what really spoke my truth and made my heart sing. Somehow I hadn't fully acknowledged that. I was just trying to do things the right way. And then I took some time to think about it. And I was like, you know what? I've never done things the right way. Never. I mean, I got pregnant at 17, still went to college, ended up with a master's degree, grew up in the hood, and did my best to make something of myself. In fact, the challenge I had given to myself when I was younger was like, well, let's just see where I can take this. Like being from a poor immigrant family, growing up in the Miami hood, where can I take myself? And I'm sure it could have gone a lot farther, but there were levels of success I wasn't interested in because of the trade-offs, and other things I wasn't interested because they didn't interest me. So I got as far as I wanted to go with certain things. And anyway, getting back to intuition and following your intuition and how I'm following mine. I, upon reflection, realized I really hadn't been following my intuition in terms of creating. And it's because it seemed like the way I wanted to do things, the way that felt right to me, seemed to break all the rules. It seemed like, from what the expert said, the way I wanted to do things was just not going to work out. But it's the way I want to do them. So that was, I had this moment, and this is what's interesting because I have followed my intuition, have been continually learning to follow my intuition. Sometimes you don't even realize you're not following it. You're just doing things. And that's certainly what happened in this case. Like, I didn't realize I wasn't really following my intuition. I was just doing the things the way I thought they were supposed to be done, the way other people said they should be done. But by taking a break, giving myself space to just be, I became aware that I was not following my intuition about filming and video and content creation and what I share with all of you. So I came to this realization that I'm just going to do it my way. And maybe it'll suck and be cheesy and nobody will watch. But at least I'll like doing it, you know? So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing things in the way that speaks to me. And I want to evolve. I want to grow. I want to get better. And I'm open to information from the experts. But what I feel like right now is that before incorporating other people's ideas and structure, that I need to just fully let myself be and explore this, what that looks like in this season of my life, because it is different at 52 and it's different in midlife. It just, midlife is different. And I need to figure out what expressing myself creatively and artistically and expressing my soul looks like at this stage. So I'm gonna make some bad videos. I'm gonna make some boring videos. I'm gonna make some videos where I look like crap. Um, I put on makeup today, but I'm definitely not gonna always wear makeup. I'm just giving myself the freedom to be and to follow my intuition and to share with all of you what comes up for me, even if it doesn't make sense, even if nobody understands or nobody watches, because I really don't have a choice at this point. Anything that isn't aligned with my intuition and what I truly feel feels like work, feels like a drain, and just it is hard to do. It is hard because it's like I don't really feel it. I'm making myself, and I don't want to do that. I'm tired of doing that. We have to do that enough in our lives. We have to make ourselves do things enough in our lives. Like for me, this channel is both a creative outlet as well as a way for me to shine my light, share my soul, and help some of you to not feel alone in your process, in your journey through midlife as you try to integrate all the wisdom and experiences you've had to live a better life, to live a more spiritual life with the wisdom of decades. So right now I need to do it on my terms, um, however that looks, you know, and it's such a relief. And I'm not going to say that I don't have moments where I second guess myself and I'm like, maybe I shouldn't do this way. This is definitely breaking all the experts' rules. But like I said, I'm not even capable of making myself do anything else right now. And I hope that as I continue to make videos, I can layer on the expert advice and add it to what I'm doing in a way that makes it, enhances what I do. That's what I would like to do. I want to be good at this, just like I want to be good at anything. But for now, I just need to explore and create and speak from my heart and speak truth. So I'm telling you this today because I want you to know that it's okay to follow your intuition, even if it looks crazy to other people, even if you wear cut up t shirts or pink hair or you're into things that no one else is into. I remember when I first I've been meditating since I was like 16, but and discovered Buddhism when I was 16. But um years ago when I started working at a university, everyone thought I was crazy for meditating. It was like this crazy out there woo thing. I thought that was bizarre that none of these people know about meditation. And people used to call me crazy at the job. The word crazy has followed me my whole life. And I do take it as a compliment because I understand that what other people think is crazy is my uniqueness, my special sauce, So, and sometimes your intuition, actually, hopefully, most of the time, your intuition is going to compel you to express that special sauce in your special way. And I want to tell you that you can do that without worrying about what somebody else thinks, or what it looks like, what the payoff's going to be, what the experts say, what the expectation should be. Follow your intuition, even if it looks crazy to other people, even if it doesn't make sense. And even if you find yourself doubting yourself, because like I said, even though come to this realization, I've had moments where I still second guess myself because I'm just like, you know, this is definitely breaking the rules. I'm definitely not doing the things the way they're supposed to be done. Um, and then I just remind myself, like, and I check in with myself and I'm like, is this what I truly feel? Is this what my intuition is truly telling me? And if it is, then I just remind myself that I promised myself to follow my intuition and to do what feels right and feels in alignment with my soul, with my higher self. And so I want to encourage you to do the same. You cannot go wrong following your intuition. And that sounds like a bold statement because sometimes we follow our intuition and we end up in a situation we didn't expect or maybe even didn't want. But ultimately, it is for our good. It is for our learning. It is an opportunity for us to grow. Um, it's not that it's supposed to all be a bed of roses. I mean, your intuition can lead you down a path that's work sometimes, because sometimes that's what's supposed to happen. But the value is still in following your intuition. So I just want to share that today. Like, follow your intuition, be different, be an iconoclast. Like, I actually, after I realized, like, how I was trying to follow the rules and be like everyone else, which has never been my thing. I remember I started thinking about iconoclasts. I thought about Jimi Hendrix, a black rock and roll guitarist who dressed flamboyantly and played amazingly. And if he had tried to be like other people, and if he had tried to be like what people thought he should be, he couldn't have been as great. I thought about David Bowie, just a wild man, you know, gender bending, crazy clothes, hair, makeup, just out there, Elton John, all these people just doing their own thing. And if somebody had wrote down a description of them, someone would have said, nope, this is a bad idea. This is not going to work. This is not what sells. Right. But they became successful being themselves and letting their freak flag fly. Right. And just really owning it. So I want to encourage you to own it. Follow your intuition, even when it tells you to be different, and just own it, and that's what I'm practicing. It's a practice because, like I said, sometimes I have moments where I second guess myself and have to remind myself that I'm really here for myself and for my intuition. And I just want to say that one of the reasons that I think following your intuition is so important, because your intuition is connected to the spirit world. You are a channel for these energies, these ideas that are specific to you. And these ideas want to come to you and express through you. And when you let yourself follow your intuition, you become that channel and you get to manifest and express what wants to come through. So following your intuition is also honoring your spiritual calling and your purpose. And it allows your soul to live and breathe. So follow your intuition. And I would love to hear what your intuition is telling you to do that you have been afraid to do. What is your intuition telling you to do that you have been resistant to, holding back from, finding excuses for? I'd love to know because it's fascinating and we've all been there. And yeah, tell me what your intuition is telling you to do and maybe what you'll do about it. And if this video resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you next time.